Are you looking for an inexpensive gift idea this year? Or how about inexpensive items that you can make and sell at craft fairs that will bring in some revenue? In this week's episode of 8 Weeks, 8 Gift Ideas, I've got you covered. Today we're hitting the Dollar Tree and turning Dollar Tree canisters into beautiful works of art. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another video. So today we are jumping into canister sets. Canister sets and candle lids that you can design to give as gifts at the holiday or sell at craft shows to earn an income with. Candle lids especially are a huge seller, and I get these at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has all types of items that you can design to sell for profit or just to give as a gift. So starting today, I have some wood lids and I also have some metal lids that we are going to create a design on. Now these wood lids are not the candle lids, they are for canisters, but the candle lids will be created the same. The only prep work you need to do is tape the underneath of the lids. Now, what kind of paint am I going to be using? Well, me specifically, I have a recipe in the description for you of how I thin down my acrylic paints. But feel free to use ready-mixed pouring paints that you could buy at the store or any other recipe that you want. Today I'm using a combination of acrylic paint by Amsterdam, and I'm also using some pigments. How I mixed these pigments and the acrylic paints will be in the description, typed out thoroughly for you to follow. Using pigments is a great way to add some shimmer to your project. However, if you are more comfortable using an acrylic paint, there are brands that sell metallic colors that will also give you a lot of sparkle in your project. If you would like to use pigments as I am, I use just a little bit of gel medium to mix the pigment into and then some American Floetrol. The acrylic paints, however, were mixed with just American Floetrol. Here is an example of an acrylic paint that has some shimmer to it. Once you follow the recipe in the description of the video, this is what your paint should look like after it's been thinned down with the products. It should flow easily off of the stick, leaving a slight trace on the surface that slowly disappears. So here we go. Let's create our lids. We're going to start off by pouring some of our white paint on the surface, a big puddle that will act as a base for our colors to go onto. This base will not only help your colors glide along the surface, but it will also help when it's time to tilt off the excess paint. I'm also using a spinner that will aid in spreading out my design. So this right here is just the color brown. The next one I'm putting down is actually an interference gold pigment powder from Color Art. The next color I'm using is a deep red, followed by another pigment. I will list the names of the pigments in the description. Put a little bit of cell activator on the top, blow it over the surface of the colors, and you'll get this beautiful lacing and cell effect. Again, this is just my way of doing them. You can pour your paints, whatever they're mixed with, in a cup and just drizzle them out and run a palette knife through them. Like, get creative with your design. You don't have to do what I'm doing to design these. The spinner, I like this idea because it helps to spin out the pattern and spread out the paint so that there's not too much paint left on the surface of that canister lid, and therefore it will dry without cracking. So that one was a pretty straightforward lid, as you saw. This one here, I decided to puddle the paints again. And then, instead of using the blow dryer, I decided to use my palette knife. So what I did was I puddled the colors on top of each other. Again, added a little bit of the cell activator in the center. And then once I was done piling those on, I took my palette knife and just kind of swiped over the puddle of colors with the black to create not only my design, but also lacing and cells, as you will see here. I did a few little swoops through the color palette, and then once I was happy with that, I gave it a good spin, and as you will see, this one comes out beautiful as well. While I have a minute here, I will tell you my paints I mixed with American Floetrol. My pigments I mixed with American Floetrol and a little bit of gel medium. The cell activator, I used a little bit of Australian Floetrol and a little bit of American Floetrol, and it worked really, really well. Again, the recipe will be written out for you in the description below. Between buying the canisters at the Dollar Tree and finishing them off with resin, I would say it cost me approximately $10 to $15 to create a 3-piece canister set. Now, if you want to sell something like this at a craft fair or a holiday fair, you're going to make a nice little profit off of something like this because you can easily sell a 3-piece set for $50. So just think about that. And as far as Christmas goes, you can really put a lot of time and effort into something like this, and it really shows when you give it to somebody as a gift. If my daughter had made me something like this for Christmas, I would absolutely love it. It's unique. It shows that she was thinking about me and really wanted to put her heart into something. So you don't have to spend $1 million, my friends. You can always make something handmade and show that you care. So this may look white to you in the center, but wait until you see these. I keep wanting to call them canvases. Wait until you see these canister tops completed. They came out absolutely amazing. So I did buy 2 sets. I got a set with wood lids, and then I got a set with the aluminum lids or stainless steel, whatever it is they use. You'll see those coming up next. And a little spoiler, those even turned out gorgeous. Again, no prep work other than taping these off. So now we're going to switch over to the metal lids. I pour my paint down, same way again. But for these, I decided to do something a little different. I took my palette knife, I put down some cell activator first, and then on top of that cell activator, once I spread it out, I layered my colors on top of it and just swooped over the top of the lid. Now, as far as doing something like this, when you put the palette knife down on the lid, make believe the lid is a cake and you're just trying to frost the top. You know how you smooth it out? That's how you want to slide that knife over the surface, just like you're smoothing out a cake. And voila, look at that. You'll get a bunch of beautiful little cells and colors popping out everywhere. And then once you spin it, it will really, really open up. So now here's the next one. Again, pouring the paint down, putting the colors on the back of the palette knife, and swooping it over the surface. Nice, even pressure. You don't have to press down hard. Just kind of glide over the surface of the white paint. Here is the third and final lid. And once we're done with this one, I'll be giving you a close-up and showing you the finished results. For this one, I decided to puddle the colors again and then slide over it with the black cell activator again. I love doing this. It almost looks like it's a magic trick how those colors pop up out of nowhere. I'm using black, but you can use any color that you want for the cell activator. This is just my preference. So now I'm just showing you with one lid what I did with all three. I just kind of tilted them a little bit to get the excess paint off and to stretch those cells out a little bit. And here's what I'm left with after I'm done doing all of that. Wait till you see these with resin on them. They are gorgeous. So they took 2 whole days to dry, and now it's time to resin. So, tops are dry. A few of them, the design moved a little bit, but I'm fine with it because I actually like it even better, like this one here. I love that. And wait till I put the resin on, you'll see how sparkly and shimmery these colors are. But anyway, now I'm going to put a finish over them. You can either use resin, like I'm going to use, or you can use something like a varnish that you just apply with a brush. I like to use a spray varnish if I'm using a varnish at all, because you don't get all of those brush strokes in there. You could also, I know some people use sponges to apply it, but personally I like resin. I think resin just gives it the perfect finish. It looks like there's a sheet of glass over it. And yeah, it really makes those colors pop. So all I have here mixed up is 4 ounces of KS Liquid Art Ultra UV resin. And I'll put a link in the description with a discount for this resin. Very, very good quality resin that I've used for 5 years now. And what I'm going to do is just pour a little puddle in the center of each, I keep wanting to call them coasters, of each canister top. And then I'll just tilt it around until it's coated. See, just a little puddle like that. You can also use your hand to spread it out. Now, very important, remember I taped these off before I did my pour, my acrylic pour on them. You want to make sure you leave the tape on until you're done with them totally. Like, don't remove the tape after the pour, just leave it there and then do your finish. And then once they're all done, then you can go ahead and remove it. But I'm just going to take this resin and push it right to the edge, just like this. I'm not worried about going over the edge yet. I'm just getting the resin spread out up to the edge. Once I have it spread up to the edge on the entire surface, then I will come back around and just take my fingers and do this to coat the edge. I should really move these and work on one at a time. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so just like that. Make sure it's thoroughly coated. And then you're going to take your either heat gun or your torch and pop the bubbles. When you do something like acrylic pouring, when the paint's dry, whether it's a canvas or canister top, a lot of times they look dull when they dry, but once you put a finish on, they come right back to life. Okay, let me just give you a quick peek at these with the flash on, and then I'll show you them in daylight and what they look like. But check this out. Woo-wee. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That would make an excellent gift. Well, you haven't seen the finished product yet, but telling you, look at this one. Oh, I love it. This one here. Oh, just so beautiful. Okay, I'm excited. Let me calm down. Let's get these two cure overnight, and then we will come back and finish this one up. Ta-da! Look how beautiful they are. I would definitely store my spaghetti in this, would you? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope this idea helps you somehow, maybe inspires you to make a set for a loved one or to sell at your craft fair that you're hopefully doing over the holiday season. As always, all the information on the products that I use and discount codes are in the description below, along with the recipe. And until the next time, I love you all and happy pouring.